Hi, Spots Cheap Pops, you're on the air.
Silicon Steve Valley, Lottie Dottie, we are here and we are High Spots and Cheap Pops, talking the very best of professional wrestling in the world today. So that brings us to our next part of this conversation. Where does the Bloodline go from here? Rumors of Jacob Fatu already said he's going to be inked by WWE by today, as a matter of fact. Tama Tonga teasing, as he's done several times earlier. Teasing, He has the red phone. Give him a call. He, of course, is a distant member of this Samoan dynasty. And this is a couple other things. Jimmy loses to Jay, and then Jimmy couldn't get it done helping Roman. Is there going to be some dissension there come Friday? Also, Solo was barking orders at Roman Reigns at parts of this match.
Oh, yeah.
Finish the story. Finish him now. Take care of this. Take care of this. Solo doing everything he can again. And so Roman, even at one point, I know, like yelling at him, like, don't you talk to me that way.
Yeah.
So where does the Bloodline go from here? And by the way, The Rock is going away. So there's not going to be anything with The Rock and Roman this Friday. This is going to be all Bloodline business, you would think. And we'll get into Rock and Cody in a second, but I want to focus on the Bloodline here. What do you see our tribal chief, the wise man, and the rest of the Bloodline, where do you think they go come Friday? Are we going to see a completely new members just added? Are we going to see a member or two excommunicated? What is going to happen? Is Solo going to turn on Roman? Is Roman going to turn on Solo? You have a feeling Solo and Roman are going to be separated sometime here soon.
Yeah, definitely. Because plus he named him as like the heir apparent. And with that aggression that Solo was showing, you could see that they're not necessarily on the same page. Really, they haven't really been on the same page ever since The Rock returned. That, like, there's certain times where The Rock was doing his promos, and you can just see Solo being like, why aren't we destroying this guy right now? You know, this, like, he could see through it. You got Jay is involved in the world title scene on Raw for the time being. Solo and Jimmy still with them. Defeated, banged up, never been this low in, 4 years?
No titles.
No titles, dissension amongst the ranks. And if Roman's going to remain as a heel for the time being, I would say you would probably see Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga arrive and him basically taking out those two guys. So, if these two guys arrived and then Roman had this sort of acting as if he played this and had this in his back pocket, and these two guys go on the offensive and kick the shit out of them, it could start making them sympathetic figures as well. And then Jay sees this, and then depending on what happens in the draft, they might be reunited. Wouldn't be shocking.
So if you had a gun to your head, you're thinking Roman stays heel, or do you think Solo turns babyface, or do you think they're going to keep it as is and they're just going to add people to the Bloodline?
I think you'll see dissension amongst the Bloodline. Maybe he adds these two and they build up more, like let it percolate a little bit before it finally implodes.
Roman could start treating Solo like he treated Jimmy and Jay at different times, like really disrespecting them, showing favor towards someone else. Yeah, so exactly. Roman has done that before, but he's always favored Solo. And if Solo kind of gets that kind of vibe, Solo doesn't seem like the kind of guy who's going to take that shit laying down. And again, Solo's screaming at Roman at the end of this match.
Yeah. So, I got a feeling they're going to go and incorporate these others. And with The Rock being out of the mix for a bit, because really what I was hoping to see on Monday Night Raw was Rock basically dressing down Roman about losing.
Yeah.
And we're not going to get that. It seems like they're avoiding that for the time being.
They planted seeds for Rock and Cody for sure.
Yeah, and Roman's got to pick up the pieces of his empire. He's going to be desperate as all hell. And, Cody's going to be on both shows. So, I mean, this has all the makings for Roman to sort of fester a little bit. And, and my feeling too is like eventually they're going to make Roman a sympathetic figure here because of The Rock. Rock being the final boss. I wouldn't be surprised if it's almost like Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu are like almost like double agents for The Rock. I'm intrigued to see where this is all going to go, but that's my guess on what might happen.
Thank you so much for watching High Spots and Cheap Pops. For Vloddy Dotty, this is Silicon Steve Alley. Hit the subscribe button and let us know what you think. Thank you for watching, and here endeth the lesson.